Today we're going to learn English with The Matrix, released in 1999. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hey there, how's it going? Thiago here, and welcome to another video for the Media Corner series. Happy Sunday. The Media Corner series is a series of videos here on the channel where basically every Sunday I choose a movie clip, a clip from a TV series or a podcast, and then I teach English with it. It's a fun way to improve and practice English, and it's a nice way to spend our Sundays. Don't you think? So today we are talking about The Matrix, the first Matrix movie. Like I said, that came out in 1999. I was 13 years old when that movie came out, and I actually went to see it at the theaters when it came out, and I remember being blown away by this movie. First of all, I would say that the story is really cool, but as a teenager, I didn't understand the story very much. The story was kind of complex to me. Nowadays, as an adult, I'm able to appreciate the movie and the story much more because now I understand better what the story is about. But I think that movie stood out as well back then because of the visual effects, the special effects, because this movie introduced us to some really cool, never seen before special effects and visuals. At least I had never seen anything of that nature. For example, you know that 360 camera movement thing where they kind of freeze the character and then the camera spins and moves at 360. I mean, I saw that for the first time in this movie. So this movie was revolutionary at the time when it comes to visuals. It really took special effects in movies to a whole new level. For those of you who have seen the movie, you will know what I'm talking about. Do you remember that scene more towards the end of the movie where Neo is finding some agents on the top of a building, and then there's this agent that starts shooting at him, shooting lots of bullets at Neo, and then Neo starts to dodge those bullets? Man, when I saw that scene in the theater at 13, I was like, whoa, it was incredible. I was mind blown. It was amazing. Right. And that actually makes me think, guys, because I don't remember feeling like that watching a movie so often. I remember specific moments in certain movies that really blew me away, that really made me go like, whoa, I don't know. I feel like nowadays, maybe, technology and special effects have evolved so much that maybe we have become a little bit, let's say, spoiled, and nothing really surprises anymore. It's hard for us to have this feeling nowadays of, whoa, what is that when watching a movie? Maximum, we go like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice effect here. Nice visuals. But you see, it's not something that you feel pleasantly surprised anymore. So anyway, I digress. Let's come back here to the movie. This is an awesome movie. And to be honest with you guys, I was going to do the scene where he takes the red pill, the blue pill, red pill. But I actually chose this scene instead because I found that it has more vocabulary. So for our purposes here of English learning, this scene here that we're going to watch is interesting because there's a lot of vocabulary here, some nice connected speech as well. I might do another video on the Matrix in the future, and then I can do that scene, which is classic. But in this scene here, Neo has just gotten out of the Matrix, and everything is still brand new to him. The truth, the reality of the world, and everything is new to Neo at this stage. So let's get started.
This is the construct. It's our loading program.
I love Laurence Fishburne in this movie. Laurence Fishburne is the actor who plays Morpheus. Super well casted here. I love his voice, his delivery. He has such gravitas, and he speaks kind of in a ceremonial tone as well. This is called the construct. It's our loading program. I love his voice here and delivery.
We can load anything from clothing.
Clothing. Did you pay attention to the pronunciation here? Clothing has a voiced TH. sound here. Th. So clothing, clothing. We can load anything from clothing. Oh, and since we're talking about the TH, anything also has a TH sound. So anything, we have the voiceless TH, anything, and clothing, we have the voiced TH. All right, let's go back here a little bit.
We can load anything from clothing to equipment, weapons, training simulations, anything we need.
You see, the intentional delivery, anything we need. It's great.
Right now, we're inside a computer program.
Is it really so hard to believe?
Did you hear the reduction for to here? He doesn't say hard to believe, but he says hard to believe, hard to believe. To gets reduced to a light D sound with a schwa, da. Harder, harder, hard to believe, hard to believe. Is it really so hard to believe? So listen again. Is it really so hard to believe?
Yeah.
Is it really so hard to believe?
You see? This is a good example of a person who speaks connected, reducing the sounds and cutting out some sounds, but still clearly.
Your clothes are different. The plugs in your arms and head are gone. Your hair has changed. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self.
This is really interesting because, as you can see, they are inside a computer program and they look different there compared to how they look in the real world, right? And then Morpheus is explaining to Neo that this is called your residual self-image, or it's how you project your own image inside a computer, your digital self, how you view it. But what I find interesting about that is that I think we actually have that. You know, all of us have that self-image. Maybe we think, we believe inside that we look a certain way, but maybe in reality, to other people, we don't really look that way, but we have this projected self-image. Yeah, I find that interesting. Yeah, I think that we actually have that. We see ourselves one way, but people actually see us differently, you know, in terms of appearance, I mean.
This isn't real.
What is real?
What is real?
How do you define real?
You know, guys, at 13, when I was watching this movie for the first time, I was very confused by a lot of the dialogue and the story. But nowadays, I mean, you know, the movie is great, yeah, and the story really, you know, questions some things. Yeah, it raises some questions, right?
If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
This is the world that you know.
Did you see that he doesn't really pronounce the T for that? He doesn't say this is the world that you know. He drops the T there and it becomes kind of a stop consonant. So he just says that. This is the world that you know. That you know. Not that you know, but that you know. That you know.
This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century.
Oh, God. At the end of the 20th century, because this movie came out in 1999, guys. So it was still the 20th century when this movie came out. It's crazy to think about that. Yeah? We are already, I don't know, what, 25 years, 24 years into the 21st century, right? It's crazy.
It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix.
So the Matrix is a computer program. Yeah, so imagine the world around us, everything that you see here, yeah, or that I see, you know, the chair, the microphone, the monitor, the computer. None of that is real. It's all part of a computer program. Crazy.
You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
Quite different, right? And actually, there are many people who believe this, guys, who believe that actually we live in a kind of a matrix, you know? Uh, if it feels like, okay, this is real, but is this really real? Yeah. Are we inside the matrix, right? There's a whole philosophical theme about this movie, and you could talk about that for hours. The world that we live in today, does it really exist? Or is it all part of a computer program or part of a matrix? Wow, this is the real world. Very uplifting, isn't it? You see how the scenario changed here drastically?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Oh man, his voice is awesome. Did you hear that? Welcome, so deep, to the desert of the real. It's awesome.
We have only bits and pieces of information, but what we know for certain is that
What we know for certain. So he's not really saying certain, but this T there in the middle has more of a glottal sound, this sound. So he says certain. But what we know for certain, it's the same sound you see in words like curtain, mountain, garden. All right?
that at some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
AI. You mean artificial intelligence?
Yeah, let me go back here a little bit, guys. That's interesting. Because, the movie came out in 99, but the story of the movie is set in the future, like, really ahead in the future. I don't know, year 2021, something. So here Morpheus is saying that in the early 21st century, guys, we are in the early 21st century, aren't we? I mean, it's been what? It hasn't even been 30 years into the 21st century. So we could say that we are still in the early 21st
Early
century.
21st century, all of mankind was
All of mankind was united in celebration. Mankind is a word that refers to all people, all humans, men, women, boys, girls, children, mankind. Another word that you can use is also humankind, all of humankind. Yeah. So mankind is related to all people. So everybody was united in celebration in early 21st century.
united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
This is such a nice line, isn't it? We marveled. When you marvel at something, you you wonder how good something is, how cool it is. Like, whoa. Yeah. You appreciate it a lot. Yeah. So we marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI. It's crazy that in 1999, this movie was already talking about artificial intelligence. And now we are in early 21st century, aren't we? And AI is happening now, isn't it? ChatGPT, Gemini, and many other tools like that. So creepy, isn't it? It's almost like the movie was predicting stuff, right? So anyway, he's saying here that humans became super proud of their creation, yeah, AI, right? But then
To AI.
AI. You mean artificial intelligence?
A singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines.
this word here, spawned, means created, generated. Yeah, when something spawns something else, it helps to create that thing, to grow that thing. So with AI was responsible for creating an entire race of machines, according to the movie here.
We don't know who struck first, us or them.
Guys, struck is the past of strike. When you strike someone, you hit that person. In an attack, for example, in war, yeah, one side strikes the other, like, That's what it means. Struck is the past. So apparently there was a war between humans and machines here in the movie. And actually in the movie, the war is still going on, actually. It's still happening.
But we know that it was us that scorched the sky.
So in this war, yeah, apparently humans were responsible for scorching the sky. When you scorch something or when something is scorched, it is damaged usually by fire or heat. All right. So the sky doesn't look as blue, as beautiful as it used to, as you can see.
At the time, they were dependent on solar power, and it was believed that they would be unable to survive without an energy source as abundant as the sun.
Okay, so at the time, the machines depended on solar energy to survive, but then humans scorched the skies. There's no sun anymore. They thought that the machines would die, yeah, without the sun, without the solar energy.
Throughout human history, we have been dependent on machines to survive. The human body generates more bioelectricity than a 120-volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat.
You know where this is going, yeah? So humans here in the movie are used as energy sources, not the sun anymore.
Combined with a form of fusion, the machines had found all the energy they would ever need.
Crazy, right? See right here? So in this world here, in this matrix world, the machines still exist. They are alive and well, let's say, and they run on human energy, like the energy from human bodies.
There are fields, endless fields, where human beings are no longer born. We are grown.
Yeah, grown, because if you look at the image here, right, it reminds us a little bit of a farm. Yeah, you know, when a farmer plants fruits, vegetables, uh, we have the crops, right? The crops kind of look like that. So this word grow is usually used in that context as well. We can say that a person grows tomatoes in their backyard, or a farmer grows lettuce or grows fruit, you know? So as you can see here, human beings are no longer born, they are grown, cultivated, and harvested later, yeah? This is the real world in the movie there.
For the longest time, I wouldn't believe it. And then I saw the fields with my own eyes. Watched them liquefy the dead so they...
That's an interesting word, guys. Liquefy. Look.
Watch them
Watch them liquefy the dead. So when you liquefy something, you turn something into liquid. It's a verb, it's an action. All right?
liquefy the dead so they could be fed intravenously to the living.
Isn't that crazy? So this liquid that you see here is from dead people, people who are already dead. The machines liquefy the dead bodies and feed this liquid intravenously to the living. Crazy.
And standing there, facing the pure, horrifying precision, I came to realize the obviousness of the truth. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world. Built
Neo is having a hard time here because, like I said at the beginning of the video today, guys, this is all new to him. Yeah. So, he's having a hard time accepting the truth, the reality of things,
to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this. No.
Yeah. You see, yeah. It's the whole idea of, sometimes ignorance is bliss, do you really want to know about stuff? Do you really want to know a lot about stuff? I don't know. Maybe ignorance is bliss. Another thing that I get from this is the truth hurts sometimes, or many times. Yeah. Like, the truth is, can be a hard pill to swallow. And many people might actually get used to lies and to the dream of something, right? So they don't want to hear the truth about stuff. Because, if you tell them, that might be the reaction. They just can't take it. So, It's a really cool movie, guys, because nowadays watching it, I am able to have all these thoughts and let's say wonders about what the movie is talking about here, which as a kid watching it, I just couldn't. Yeah, I was just focused on the fight scenes and the special effects at the time, but the story is amazing.
I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Stop. Let me out.
Yeah, he wants to get out of the computer program now. Yeah, he's freaking out.
Let me out. I want out.
So this is the real world. This is how they really look. You see, that's how he really looks in the real world. Yeah.
Easy, Neo. Easy.
Get this thing. Stay away from me.
Yeah, that's it. Then he passes out. He gets sick. But you see, that is a really interesting clip, right? Talking about what the Matrix is. And that's all I have for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed learning some English with this clip from The Matrix. If you have never seen The Matrix, I really recommend you check it out. It's an amazing movie. Not only is the story cool, but also the fight scenes and the visual effects, they're awesome, Let me know in the comment section what you thought about today's lesson. If you have any other suggestions of movies, TV series for me to react to here and also teach some English with, your suggestions are more than welcome. And don't forget to check out my pronunciation course. You get to learn correct speech, the sounds of English, and also my private community. All right. Subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss a single new video. And thank you so much for listening to me today, for your attention. I'm Thiago. I'm signing off. Happy Sunday, and I'll talk to you very soon in the upcoming video. Bye-bye.